So today I'm going to be going over the two losses that I took today. Um, so coming into today, what I was looking at is on the weekly time frame. We're obviously still in this very big weekly FEG, and I still was looking for a nice reaction out of it. There's also an unmitigated daily FEG, but I wasn't realistically thinking it would come here today. But then I came down to the 4 hour. And what I did was I looked at this 4 hour rejection block here, marked out the CE, this swept out this internal low, which swept out this, which then made a nice rejection block. Pushing up to the upside, I marked out the CE of it. I'll just mark on the blue so it's easier. Mark it out there. So then coming down to the hourly, well, I'll come down to the 15-minute because at the time of 9:50, I think it was, we had SMT on all of these lows that NQ had already swept it out. And on the 5-minute, we made this rejection block here. And I didn't take it out of this rejection block because I wasn't sure if it was going to come to the point of interest where I was more hoping it would react out of. So once we swept out all these lows and we have SMT in it, and to be honest, I still think we're overextended. Like, there's no real reason for 10 a.m. to keep expanding all the way to the downside. I just personally don't think there's any reason to do that. So at 10 a.m. we're in this sort of range. If I come down to 1 minute, it doesn't look as good now, but so I waited. 10 a.m. opened, chopped a little bit, but we swept out this low inside the 5-minute rejection block that I was talking about, with the SMT here, and then made nice new structure to the upside, closing above 10 a.m. And it made a 5-minute order block also, and it just looked really nice. We have a nice big FEG inside of it also. So I took my first trade inside this 10 a.m. open, set that there with a 10-point stop, and then I was targeting right here for 11.5 risk to reward, but it initially did get a nice reaction here. I was going to go break even on the 15-minute, but it obviously reacted off the SMT, then pushed to the downside also. 1800 is here, reacted off that, pushed down. So then I was fine with that. I was an okay loss. Then I was looking at this here, and to be honest, I realised we've now swept out this range. Well, if we were going to come and tap this, we're going to sweep out this range, and it was looking like we were going to have SMT with ES also on it. So I was confident that it would react from here. So I put my limit on it on the 4-hour CE, and then I was targeting this unfilled 15-minute here as my new target, but unfortunately it got stopped out. But what I realised looking back on it, if I come back onto the 4-hour, realistically it's not really a valid rejection block because there's not real structure to back it. There's no inverses, there's no new structure, no breaker structure. There's nothing really to back it. Whereas if I come on to the hourly, then this hourly, it's swept out this range, close within it. We've got hourly CRT, swept out. Then we've got new structure, breaking structure, FEGs. You've got your CISD here, but then you've got your 1 hour 1 hour rejection block here. So realistically I should have been marking out this hourly rejection block because that has more correlation with the higher time frame, as that is what has better structure. That is what has actually made a true move on the hourly. So I should have, as my point of interest, looked at the hourly rejection block and put my limit on the CE of it, 10-point stop, and you could have targeted 10 a.m. 10 a.m. open if you wanted to. I don't know what I'd have probably took it at 10 a.m. open, but you can also 10 a.m. opens a 1 or 8 risk to reward. That's perfect. Or you could target the 15-minute unfilled. I do think it will come to here, unless it just chops about and doesn't do it. Then that's unfortunate. But that would be for a 13.6 risk to reward. But in hindsight, I should have looked at the hourly, as that had better structure. Looked at the hourly rejection block instead of the 4 hour. Sometimes I just think, obviously, because it's the higher time frame, it has higher power, which is true. But if it's not backing it with the structure, then it doesn't make it a true rejection block. Whereas on the hourly, it did. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. Obviously, 2 losses. I mean, but with the risk factor and how much I'm risking, I can afford to lose 2 trades. But it's just unfortunate that I got my point of interest wrong. And yeah, well, hopefully it should eventually play out to this, but even still, it would have worked out if you just go into 10 a.m. So yeah, I hope that you can learn from my mistakes and how I've done it and take something away from it. So yeah, I hope that it helps somebody. So yeah, hope it helps.